Hello everyone. So this is the start of the interior of the palace. It is very difficult. This video originally was not far off 30 minutes long, and I didn't really do much because I don't know. I wasn't even planning to make a video. Like, I've been filming the last few videos daily, and I did intend to wait a bit, but I was just like, I can't work out how wide the middle bit is. So I was just like, I'll just find a picture and just copy the picture. I found a picture on Wikipedia, which I'll link in the description of this video, and really weird. But yeah, this is me just showing the outside of what I've done, which it looks kind of cool, I feel like, from that angle at least. And then I quickly went to sleep. I really should just turn off the daylight cycle, but I didn't. So yeah, I got some wool to use as just like a marker, but it does get very confusing, so I don't know what to say about it. Yeah, so I've actually digged out all of this, and I just finished digging just to show you that I had digged it all up. I didn't actually make a video yesterday thinking about it. I just added a voiceover to one I did the day before. So yeah, I spent yesterday digging the majority of it, and yeah, so now it's all empty, I guess. And then I looked on my phone, and I found the interior sort of overlook picture, and I started building the outline of it. But yeah, it's so confusing. It's really not good. It's not good. So yeah, there's people outside my house speaking very loudly, so I don't know if you can hear that, but yeah, it takes a long time, and this is it speeded up. You think this looks stressful with it speeded up? That's how slow it was, because even speeded up it looks like I'm doing it in normal speed. And yeah, it changes a lot, as it always does. It looks like, oh, I'm just building some purple fingers. No, I'm not. I'm deleting those purple fingers and adding other purple fingers, and then purple other things. And yeah, because the picture itself doesn't really make sense, and because I've built the building slightly not correct to how it actually looks in real life, it doesn't even resemble anything. So that's a problem. So yeah, I wasn't even planning on doing this. It just happened, and it definitely, you won't be seeing any more of it, really, because it's going to take so long. It'll be like 8 videos of me trying to work out how to build because this isn't even obviously the walls. This is just like a marker so we know where the walls are. So this isn't even like the actual interior. This is just like planning. And what I probably should do is just plan it on some paper so it actually makes sense, and then do it on here outside of video, and then show you when I've planned it. But which is actually probably not that bad of an idea. This part, the green part, is the interior walls, because obviously the walls have to be doubled up, or else it's going to have the outside walls on the inside, like in a real house. In a real house, your house is made out of bricks, but the inside of your house isn't made of bricks. It's made out of paint or wallpaper. So it's this is the marker for the interior walls, because I was getting confused with how much of a gap do I need to make between like the corridors, because then it could, because if it's like a 3 block corridor, actually it's only a 1 block, because either side the other 2 blocks will be filled in with actual like building, so it would only be a 1 block corridor, and that doesn't make sense. So I used the green as like a outline to work out what's in a wall, what's a like what space. So I had to like incorporate space into it a little bit. So this is me going all the way around the edge, and then I come back to the little purple bit, and I make a little key outside just so it's obvious, because I'm going to forget, and you're probably going to forget. So I put green means I actually keep deleting this sentence because I don't know how to word it properly. Green wall shows the space needed for the inside walls. Yeah, that's what I wrote. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. The walls that are obviously be replaced with actual materials, but for the sake of this is just like a bookmark. And then I've got to like re-evaluate it and work out in my head what's actually being done, and like how I need to incorporate the different bits. So I build either side, so I'm like, that looks okay, but then it's not like wide enough, so I've got to delete that and then add a few more blocks to make it more like the picture. As I say, I'll put the picture in the description, so you'll be able to see what I'm referring to. So then I add a little bit on, so it's a bit more 3D looking, and then I continue to, I'm pretty sure, build all the way to the edge. So this is me doing that, and I then go back and do it the other side, because I've got to kind of make it symmetrical, although the inside is not symmetrical, which is an interesting thing. But then I never built the outside symmetrical either, so I suppose it doesn't matter. But you'd think a house, because it is effectively just a house, you'd think a house or any building, like a school or something, or a hospital, you'd think the outside and the inside would fit together, but it doesn't. Like if you've got like a square house, you'd think the inside would also be square, but it's not. It's, if that makes sense, you know, because this obviously technically is a square house, but it's obviously got like 3D bits and bits that go in and bits that go out, but then it doesn't really work because I built it wrong, but then also it doesn't fully match up. And I'm not even sure, because obviously there's an upstairs and there could be like 2 levels upstairs. I'm not quite sure. I mean, maybe there is only 2 levels actually, but it's not clear what parts are what level, so that's also going to be a bit of a problem, which I worked out at the end of this video when I was building, because the front part is this part and it's pretty straightforward, but then the back part is like lots of like different rooms all stuck together, and so like, yeah, that was confusing. So now I was like, I'll just build the upstairs, and the upstairs, I don't know what the upstairs is because I don't know the upstairs. So yeah, this is me just adding the green bits around the purple interior walls. Or not the interior walls, the purple's like the main wall. And then the green is the like actual like coloured part of the wall, like the paint or like whatever blocks. I don't know what blocks I use. I feel like most of the obviously the building isn't going to be accurate on the inside because it's Minecraft. Like Buckingham House isn't made out of blocks, it's made out of like stone slabs. So obviously it's not going to be built very good, but I'm trying. Okay, so this is me working out what was next, because obviously I didn't do it big enough. There we go. And then I, at this point, I think move on to like the next bit with the purple wall, and I sort of just, I think this is wrong, actually as well. That should have been green, because as you can see, it would leave a 1 block gap, which isn't really what you want. So I'll actually have to change that. That's slightly annoying. See, this is how annoying it is, that like you can't build it properly because it can't be built. So yeah, I'll have to change that purple to a green, because obviously if I was to put a green bit of wall on the inside of that, it would be a 1 block corridor, and that doesn't work. So yeah, ignore that. But for the sake of this, I'm then trying to see based on the picture, and then based on what I'm seeing in the game, and trying to like build the walls. What I actually had to do is I had to take a screenshot of what I was looking at on Wikipedia, and then turn my phone upside down so I could see it from like the inside angle rather than like the outside angle, which only ever really made it more confusing, because I'd get confused what side is what. So I think I really do need to like draw it on a bit of paper and make notes, because it's really confusing. And yeah, it's not good. So this is me trying to make, like, because at this point there's another like 3D bit like at the front where it comes out slightly, and this is me trying to work out how that happens. And then I try and make it symmetrical on the other side and fill this bit in, which is obviously also incorrect because it should be green wall, not purple wall. But at least it's even enough. So this is where I add the symmetrical bits from the other side, and obviously make it fit a little bit more. But it's still so, like, it looks rubbish, I know. There's just pigs everywhere. I don't quite know why that's the case. I mean, I know I spawned quite a few pigs in, but, and I made some have babies, but surely they would have despawned. But clearly they haven't despawned. They're still just there having fun. So I've just got loads of pigs in Buckingham Palace. Very casual, very realistic, you know. As we all know, in Buckingham Palace in real life, there's just wild animals running around on the insides, which technically there is, because there's a lot of dogs, obviously, and horses, and yeah, so technically it's accurate, but it also technically is not accurate, so you can't really do much about that. But yeah, I feel like looking back on like the buildings in this way like helps me like look at what I've actually built better than all the other videos when I didn't do this, because I would watch them back obviously, but I didn't look at them the same way that I'm looking at them now. I just kind of like skip through. But yeah, now actually watching it back, I feel like it makes more sense to what I'm doing, because in the moment I'm like, oh, don't waste time, gotta build, you know, people are going to be watching this possibly, you know, gotta keep building. So whereas now I can like actually look at it and see what I'm doing, so that's actually quite cool. But yeah, I can't remember what I do at this point. I think at this point I'm like panicking, like I've got no idea what I'm actually building. I add another little like signpost that says what the purple means. It means purple is the inner walls, which it is. And I just thought I'd write that down because I'm confused, and so you're probably also confused. See, from that angle it looks really cool with it like lit up. But that's the inside. The outside might look quite different. So this is where I take notes. And I say, by the looks of this, wait a second, by the looks of this, by the looks of it, this back part of the interior, I don't know how to spell interior, I thought I did, but I didn't, so I'm just kind of, I mean, yeah, it clearly says interior, but yeah, looks very hard to build. Sad face. It is, like, if you saw the picture that I was looking at, it really is very unclear what I was building. Oh my god, what the hell's... Some evil old granddad just stared at me through the window. Oh my god, he clearly doesn't like my building. Okay, so, yeah, this yeah, this is just, yeah, at this point I'm like, whatever, I'll just put a pink bed in the middle of Buckingham Palace, because why not? And then I'm like, what do I build next? Because like it's so unclear. And then I'm like turning my phone around again to look at it from like this specific angle, and I don't know what I'm building. It's like a weird wonky area where it like goes in and then goes out, and I'm like, should I build each room separately, but then what room's upstairs, what room's downstairs? And then I'm like, what do I do? So I'm gonna have to do this outside of video, because it's not gonna make sense otherwise, unless I just change it a bit, which I could possibly do, because I don't know what I'm doing. And then I add more, and I'm like, also don't know what is on the ground floor and what is on the upstairs. Which is true, because I don't know that.